All right, welcome everyone. It's 11 a.m. Central Time, so we'll start right on time. Thank you all for joining us on our last Sencore virtual NAB webinar session. We've already had 3 sessions so far. 2 of them were very technology oriented, about 2110 and ATSC 3.0. And last week we shift a little bit into discussion about products, and we presented signal collection box. I hope you've all participated and enjoyed all our sessions so far. But if anyone missed any of those webinars or just want to watch them again, those sessions were recorded and are available for all of you on our Sencore YouTube channel. Today we have for you launch of our 2 new product lines for the commercial AV market. So this webinar will be also a little bit more product oriented, as we have several products to cover, and I would like to fit into our 45-minute scheme. So I won't dive into deep details. It would be a kind of product introduction for you and teaser to learn more about those fascinating products, and convince you to contact me or sales team for more details. So just to do a little bit of introduction of speaker and panel list for today's presentation. My name is Paweł Choroszczak, and I'm a product manager here at Sencore, responsible for commercial AV products. And I have a couple panelists with me, Seth Vermelm, our senior product manager, and we also have Jason Fritz, who is our sales engineer. And our contact informations are just there. So if you will have some additional questions after presentation, or you want to schedule some product training sessions, just feel free to contact one of us or your sales representative. Seth and Jason will help me with managing all questions you will send us during the presentation. So speaking of questions, as we did on the previous webinars, we will use the Zoom Q&A function during the session. So if you have any questions, please type them into the chat window, and we'll answer them during section breaks or at the end of the webinar. So a little bit of agenda here. I will start with giving you a short overview of how we get into current point and why we decided to release the new product lines. And then we will jump into main part of the presentation, so products, including their features and use cases. At Sencore, we divide our products into 3 main groups. Broadcast and cable, where we have all Sencore flagships products like MRDs, AGs, DMG series, and all other products for contribution, for distribution in broadcast and cable market. In monitoring and analysis group, we have well-known video bridge equipment and bunch of other software and hardware tools to deeply analyze the audio and video content. And the third group that I want to talk to you about today commercial AV products. This product structure is aligned with our new website, which, as you probably noticed, we have just launched this week. After several years with the previous website, it was good time for change. Our marketing team did great job. The website is easy to operate on different devices, easy to navigate. So if you didn't have opportunity to visit, just check it out after the webinar. Designing the new website and all the discussions that we had around that project created also a conversation about regrouping and repositioning some of our existing products. So it helped us to understand that our portfolio for commercial AV market requires some changes to target the market properly. Of course, there is always not a good time for such decisions, and it takes a lot of time and resources to accomplish such projects. So we struggled when to start rebranding, and at the end we decided to use all of those little coincidences which happened recently. So new website launch, which I mentioned, a few product releases which happen around the same time, but also NAB and other trade show cancellation, which gave us some free resources in marketing to create at the end to create the portfolio, which should be more consistent and easier to understand for all our customers. Brief look on the history would help us to understand why we are here today talking about the new product lines. I don't want to focus too much on the past, but before 2010, Sencore had commercial AV division, which was very successful on this market, especially with some analyzer and monitoring tools. So over years, Sencore as company gained solid brand recognition on this market. On the other hand, looking on recent history, merge with Wellaf, which happened in 2014, help us look back on commercial AV market by complementing the existing Sencore portfolio with Wellaf products, which fit well into the commercial AV space. Using Sencore expertise, we help develop features and new products specifically for US market, but we still had mix of brands and different products names in our portfolio. So after a few successful years in 2018, we started to think about reducing market and customer confusion. And we started the rebranding process powered by Sencore quality standards. It was the year when we first used OmniHub and Impulse as Sencore product line names. When we were releasing the CMP and NB200E products. OmniHub and Impulse names were available on the products and in the documentation, but for customers it was still a little bit confusing, and most of them just use the model number CMP or NB. So all this leads us to current year, and right now with release of few new products, we decided to finish the branding process, gather all commercial AV products under 2 product lines, which will also help us to effectively target our marketing efforts into promotion of one brand. We are still in transition time, but I believe in few weeks we'll start fully benefit for simplifying our offer. So as I mentioned already, we would like to introduce you two new product lines, which are built half-half based on existing products from Sencore and Well-Off portfolio. But also we are adding some new products which we put into one bucket of OmniHub and Impulse portfolios. So under OmniHub, we combined all products for enterprise TV applications, which can be used either to build a complete commercial IPTV system, or you can just use those products separately in combination with any third-party equipment. Under Impulse, we have portable small form factor devices for online streaming, which allow to transport video and audio over public networks in a very cost-effective way. And the rebranding process includes not only changing the names, but improvements in many areas, from documentation and marketing materials through internal quality processes, but also what is very important, improving the software for each product. So most of those changes are finished, but some processes are still ongoing and should be finalized within next few weeks. But I'm sure the transition would end up smoothly without any problems for our customers. So it was just a short introduction, but let's stop here for a second before jumping into discussion about a specific product to check if we have any questions so far. Seth, Jason?
Yeah, Jason, I think we have a couple intro questions we can.
Yeah, on the you have the two lines there, the OmniHub and then the Impulse line. On the OmniHub, can you expand a little bit on what that includes? Is that referring to like an appliance hardware-based solution, or is that a software solution?
It's kind of mix. We have both hardware and software-based solution for OmniHub portfolio. For Impulse, all of the products are purely hardware based.
All right, thanks.
And Pavel, for you, the slides are lagging a little bit, so just make sure you change them plenty early, okay?
Okay, sure. Okay, let's move forward. So first product line we'll talk about is OmniHub, which is designed to transport video and audio content through whole signal distribution chain, which means collecting the signal from wide variety of inputs, process those signal, including descrambling, demultiplexing, multiplexing, encoding, transcoding, and deliver those signal to end customer. Of course, particular products from OmniHub portfolio can be used separately for dedicated applications or combined together to deliver a complex solution. So such complex solution is presented on the graphic below. I will talk about each product separately, but just to give a rough idea, starting from left side, we have OmniHub 16 and 6 chassis, which is a flexible head-end in a box type of platform with multiple inputs and outputs, providing signal sources from the system. OmniHub X is a software-based transcoding platform supporting both linear and OTT transcoding. So whenever you need to change the video codec, bitrate, resolution, or transport stream wrapper, OmniHub X can do the job. OmniHub Play is our middleware solution, allowing to manage end devices in IPTV environment, and providing functionalities such as live TV, video on demand from local storage or through third-party applications, private channels, and others. OmniHub Play can support up to 500 subscribers, so it's target for small, medium-sized IPTV systems. And at the end, we have Android-based application which can be installed on TV or on set-top boxes, which this application manages the end customer experiences with very user-friendly, easy-to-use UI with possibility of its customization. So those all products creates a complex system which we can call OmniHub ecosystem. So first product, OmniHub 16 and 6. Those are key products for OmniHub portfolio. Products were released to the market in 2018 under CMP 100 or CMP 200 names. For this platform, we first use OmniHub name. But those who work with Sencore products before very likely know those products just as CMP platform. OmniHub 16 and 6 is available in two very dense form factor. So one RU version with new name OmniHub 6, where we can fit up to 6 modules. And 4RU chassis called now OmniHub 16 with up to 16 slots. So it's very easy to understand from where we took names, right? 1RU chassis can be provided with single or dual power supply or with additional RF modulator. So we have 3 different models for OmniHub 6. OmniHub 16 has just one model available, always with dual power supply. And it's worth to mention that all modules for both chassis are hot swappable. Each unit, 1RU and 4RU version, has a built-in 4 IP ports. 2 for management, 2 for data processing. So IP input and outputs are supported on the chassis by default. So we also have the multiplexing capability available on the main board inside the chassis. We offer wide range of input and output models for this platform, starting from receivers, satellite, terrestrial, cable receivers with or without descrambling in 4 or 8 inputs version, depending of the model. Then we have several encoder boards with CVBS, HDMI, or SDI inputs. Encoder modules have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 16 inputs. So we have a wide variety of input modules. Of course, our encoders supporting MPEG-2 HD, closed captions, AC free audio. So all mandatory features for US market. Then we have modulator cards with cable and terrestrial options, which support fully ATSC and DVB standards and or related tables. And also our portfolio includes processing modules like external CI descramble module for descrambling channels from IP inputs or external inputs, EIS module to switch input feeds into content received from emergency alert system, or EIT multiplexing modules, which allows to process EPG data and create new EIT table on the output. So we have around 30 something models in the portfolio. So if you want to take a closer look on those models, looking for specific functionality, please check the documentation on our website or schedule a separate session with us or with our sales team, just to learn more about the platform, as there is no way to cover all modules during this short session. In terms of short and long-term development plan, we are about to release new official software, which will add several minor features, but the most importantly, it will give us ability to use one management IP address to control the whole chassis. Till now, each module occupied one IP address, which means that we have to use 17 IP addresses for OmniHub 16 because we have 16 modules and the main board. So it was problematic, especially for big deployments. And with 1.4 release, which will be available early next month, problem will be gone. So we'll be able to use just one management IP address to manage the whole platform. As I said, we have a lot of models already available, but we are continuously expanding the portfolio and working on new models. So, for example, new satellite receiver with DVB S2X support was released last month, and we already have some successful deployments. EIT model, which I mentioned, which will allow to multiplex EPG data from different inputs and create a new EIT table on the output. European market pushed us very hard to get this model, so we finally will be releasing this model next month with DVB support in first phase. This model will be released with within 1.4 software package. We also actively work on the new 4-channel HDMI encoder with HEVC support, which should be available in about 2 months. This model would be a good complement to our current HDMI encoder portfolio, where we have around 5 different boards right now. And last new model, which should be released somewhere next month, is a very dense 32 QAM modulator, which will be able to receive IP input signals directly via built-in IP port. So model can receive signal which are not going through the chassis, and take them directly from the data switch. And the model will be equipped with 2 gigabit ports for traffic processing, one for further scrambling system integration, and also SFP port, where we'll be able to place 10 gig SFP. So very powerful model for dense cable applications. Our next big project that we want to start is the plan to develop the mini PC board, which we can call a processing platform, which based on this model will be able to develop several new functionality or modules using the same hardware. So at this stage, we want to use the Intel Celeron CPU, equip the model with 3 RJ45 ports, and develop based on this model additional IP model, probably in the first phase as separate IP and output models. And we want to add multi-protocol support to this card, giving ability to stream or receive directly on OmniHub the protocols like RTMP, RTMPS, SRT, REAST, HLS, maybe later ZXI as well. So we will be able to stream from OmniHub into open internet. And I know that a lot of you have already asked about such functionality. As separate functional modules based on the same hardware, we want to build transcoding and scrambling modules and add those capability into the platform in next stages. For transcoding, it should be straightforward as we have software transcoding engine inside OmniHub X, which I will talk next. And for scrambling, there is still ongoing discussion, and we have several options from Conax, Verimatrix, Proidioms, and other which we are considering to add. But at this stage, no final decision was made. Looking on number of available options, we can imagine number of different applications where OmniHub 16 and 6 would perfectly fit. Drawing below presents very generic overview where most of listed applications are placed. Of course, in combination with OmniHub 16 and 6, we don't have to use devices from our portfolio. All our products are compatible with third-party products, but yeah, you can use our equipment as a complex system. Drawing is very generic, but it covers most of listed application in clear, compressed way. So OmniHub 16 and 6 as main signal collection platform, processing all input streams, send them out to external devices for additional processing, in this case to OmniHub X for transcoding, and later sending it to RF or IP networks. As output of as RF output, beside QAM-B mentioned on the graphic, we support QAM-A, 8VSB, DVB-T, ISDB-T, and DTMB. Looking on most successful application for OmniHub, we have to mention SDI and HDMI encoding with IP or RF outputs. We have a lot of such deployments, for example, in government facilities or with cruise line industry. In those encoding applications, very often we include EIS module. So switching of EIS module can be triggered by SCT18 on IP input or through contact closures to switch all inputs into emergency signal. In education area, We have deployments, for example, with simple transmodulation. So from satellite into QAM output, for example. In particular project, which is deal for few hundred chassis, we transmit the one-way signal over satellite from university into remote sites, mostly villages, so in regions without the regular internet access. In that way, our customer is delivering lectures to students living outside big cities. Another application, for example, RF signal collection and feeding IPTV or RF networks in hospitality area, government, or cruise line industry, is also very common application for OmniHub 16 and 6. For example, in cruise line industry, for each ship we offer chassis with different receivers, so they can use different terrestrial standard for different region of the world. The next product, OmniHub X, it's the transcoder, previously called OMP 500. Rebranding process in this case is much deeper than for OmniHub 16 and 6. And besides name change, we improved or redesigned UI, but also introduced 3 new hardware options, including very unique portable X Mini. We changed completely the pricing structure and licensing policy. So a lot of changes, which I'm pretty sure will be positively received by the market. Okay, but what is OmniHub X? So it's software-based linear and OTT transcoding platform, which we offer with few dedicated hardware options, or a software-only product which can be installed on any hardware. X platform servers are supporting IP input and outputs in many formats, so UDP, RTP, RTMP, smooth streaming, MPEG-Dash, and others. MPEG-2 and H.264 with all common audio formats are supported, like MPEG-1, AAC, AC3, EAC3, all those are supported. HEVC is currently supported on the input side. For output, we have to use GPU to fully support HEVC on the output. So we still work on finding proper hardware which would give us enough processing power and acceptable price. OmniHub X software supports some additional features like logo insertion, text overlay, and also supports ancillary data processing such closed caption, teletext, or DVB subtitles. So OmniHub X is a very flexible piece of software which can be deployed in multiple transcoding applications. Hardware-wise, we have 2 versions of 1RU servers. Entry-level X100, which can transcode up to 3 HD or 12 SD linear channels. X200, more powerful, can transcode up to 10 HD or 40 SD in linear transcoding. For OTT application, it's much harder to give you the exact number. This is also always a tricky question, and it's really hard to answer how many OTT channels can particular server transcode. Without exact number of profiles and resolution for each profile, it's almost impossible to give you the exact number. Of course, in our documentation, we give you a rough idea. For example, X200, we do a basic calculation for 4 profiles with highest resolution of 1080p, then 720p, and 2 resolution below 480p. And for such configuration, we can transcode 5 channels. If we change resolution or lower number of profiles, the final number would be completely different. So that's why we have a tool which is used for our support team, and they can use it to calculate the exact performance for you. So you can just contact us, letting us know about the resolution and number of profiles, and we'll do the math for you and give you the proper quote. Those 2 servers are both Supermicro servers, which we didn't use before. Both are very cost effective. So comparing to previous hardware, so it all makes the OmniHub X even more competitive than it was. X Mini, so the 3rd hardware, it's small portable single or dual channel transcoder, which is kind of unique solution on the market and would perfectly fit into wide variety of applications where we need to process just a few channels. As I mentioned, we decided to change our licensing policy. We simplify it, and now we offer X100 and X200 servers with open OmniHub X software, which doesn't require any additional license. If hardware can handle particular configuration, you don't need to buy any extra license. So it should be much easier for customer to use it. X Mini by default supports 1 channel of linear transcoding, and the only additional license we have in our portfolio for this product enables OTT functionality for single channel or allows to transcode 2 linear channels. So the license policy is very, very straightforward. And at the end, we have a 3rd option. So customer can decide to use their own hardware. And in such case, you need to buy basic software plus licenses for each channel you want to transcode. So this option is very similar to what we had before. If we think about applications for X platform, there's always plenty of applications for transcoding. So the most common one is linear transcoding. So for example, content transcoding to support local legacy networks. So we can transcode from HEVC to H.264 or MPEG-2, or from H.264 to MPEG-2. So those are the 2 most common applications. Of course, we support video format conversion in gateways between network. In most cases, it's requiring downscaling, which is supported. Streaming protocol conversion, so transcoding for streaming from public internet to local network. So in most cases from HLS, RTMP into UDP, or transcoding for streaming over public internet. So from UDP into HLS. So also OmniHub X can be used for OTT environment. So with possibility to create the multi-profile ABR streams, OmniHub X software can perfectly fit into the OTT systems. And the last application, I think this one is the simplest one, just for video distribution with lowering the bandwidth, so transfer rating. So no codec change, no resolution change, just squeezing the bitrate to get the ability to place more services inside one RF channel, or to transport stream over the IP network with lower bandwidth. The next product, OmniHub Play, is a new product which we can describe as a powerful solution for centralized management of Android-based set-top boxes. In other words, we can call it just IPTV middleware. So whenever you want to build small, medium-sized IPTV system, Play is the perfect solution, supporting up to 150 live channels in either HLS or UDP multicast format, and at the same time up to 500 subscribers. So it's not the solution designed for big IPTV operators with thousands of subscribers. We target it to commercial AV applications as enterprise IPTV system, hotel IPTVs, hospitality or government IPTV applications. Those are all applications for OmniHub Play. Besides live TV, we support local VOD, so we can provide content from files and provide it to end devices. Or you can just create private channels based on files, and those will be presented, for example, as a welcome page channel. You can also add third-party applications into the system. In most of the cases, it would be video on demand applications like Netflix, YouTube, or HBO. So you can deliver up-to-date video content to end devices without investing money in expensive VOD architecture. Those third-party applications can be any Android-based application, so you can which you can run on TV or set-top box. So whatever application you need can be added to the system. Software also supports creation of customized channel list for particular end device, so you can easily manage the content that each end device can access. Encryption and EPG are two features that are currently not supported, but this is something that we would like to add in near future to wider the range of application that we can target. So let us know if you have any opportunities for system with those features, and we can try to speed up the development. OmniHub Play is available in 2 hardware options, and each of servers can support different number of live channels or subscribers. So Play 100 can support up to 30 channels and 200 devices, and Play 200 can support 150 channels and up to 500 subscribers. In terms of application for OmniHub Play, it's very straightforward. It's IPTV system, so every commercial IPTV system is a perfect application for Play. So medical facilities, government objects, corporate IPTV, hotels, or stadiums, bars are all of those are solution which where Play would perfectly fit. As OmniHub Play has possibilities to send downstream as HLS, it gives us additional advantage and possibility to install the server in the systems with old infrastructure, which may have a problem with multicast routing. So it can help a lot. Regarding end devices, we can use our default set-top boxes or just take our APK and install it on any Android-based set-top box or TV. Okay, so let's make another break for questions before we'll go into Impulse portfolio.
Sure, we have a question here from the audience about the OmniHub 16 and 6 and support for multiple PLPs. Is there, you know, are there special consideration given to that, or is it just, you know, each input can be its own PLP? And can you talk toward that?
So this is the question for the input, right?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, so we have the DVB-T2 support, and we have to choose just one PLP per one input.
Sure, but you could have the same channel input multiple times, choosing different PLPs for each. So there's easily a way to overcome that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Another question here, you know, looking at the OmniHub Play, can you talk at all about, you know, why is it a better solution compared to other solutions out there?
So it depends which solution we are talking about, but definitely one of the advantages of OmniHub Play is its price. It doesn't require like tons of dollars to build the IPTV system, and also, as I mentioned, the HLS on the output. It's giving us advantage in some of the applications. What else? Definitely possibility to add the third-party applications, and the fact that it's Android based, it's giving us a lot of flexibility in configuration.
Very good, thank you.
Hey, Pavel, this is Jason. We had another question regarding the OmniHub 6 and 16. Will the module part numbers change, or will they stay the same for those that may know this product from its previous name?
So yes, we are changing the model part numbers. It's not a huge change. We are changing just few letters inside the part number. We are shortening it, but in general, the part numbers are changing.
And then for the same platform, the OmniHub 16 and 6, is that gearing to be a replacement for the SMP DMP, or is the SMP DMP going to remain available?
So SMP DMP products are still in our portfolio. Those are target for slightly different market, mostly for broadcast and cable applications. So that's why we are not talking about those two platforms in this presentation. But I would call OmniHub 16 and 6 as addition to our portfolio at this moment. So it's definitely not replacing the SMP DMP.
So would it be fair to say the OmniHub's just going to complement the portfolio, but at a lower price point?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I think that's it for now.
Okay, let's move forward. So Impulse portfolio. Impulse is our second new product line, and it was firstly used around the same time as OmniHub, so in 2018 during release of NB200E. Under Impulse Group, we put all products for online streaming. So we have two existing products here, Impulse 100 and 200, which are both portable single channel encoders. And we have here new products, Impulse 200D, so decoder unit, which would perfectly complement both encoders for all applications where encoder-decoder pair is required. But this unit will be released around end of the year. And the last product is Impulse Streaming Kit based on Impulse 200E, which we just released this week. And we'll talk about it at the end. So Impulse 100E was previously known as NB100. It's a portable, small form factor, single channel encoder available on the market for several years. It has one IP port for streaming and management, but also it has the Wi-Fi, which can also be used for either streaming or managing the unit. Unit has a front panel with 6 physical buttons for initial configuration. Unit is available in 3 hardware versions. On the picture, we have the most powerful model with SDI, HDMI, analog inputs, and also with IP and QAM-B outputs. We have a model without RF output, and the third basic one with just HDMI, analog inputs, and IP output. 100E supports MPEG-2 H.264 video codecs with up to HD resolution, common audio codecs. On the slide, I highlighted the features which are the main differentiators between Impulse 100 and 200. So it's easier to understand when to use which product. In addition to those functionality, important difference is built-in Wi-Fi, which I mentioned on 100E, as 200 series doesn't have this feature. So Impulse 200, second generation of our portable encoders, previously known as NB200E. Similar to 100, single channel, single audio encoder, but it supports H.264 or HEVC in up to HD resolution. It supports only digital inputs. We have 2 hardware options, one with HDMI and SDI inputs, and the second one with just HDMI inputs. IP output protocols on the unit are very similar to 100E, but 200E in addition supports also RTMPS, which is required if you want to stream to Facebook Live. So this is important difference. Unit allows to stream to all social medias like Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and others. And also what is important, 200E is integrated with YouTube and Facebook Live API. So setting up streaming takes just few steps. You just have to use a short verification code to set up the whole transmission automatically. Another important feature is simultaneous streaming and recording, which gives ability to record content and place it on repository or do some editing after the event. Some common applications for impulse encoders. The most common application for 100E is channel insertion. So taking the feed from most of the time SDI input and sending it to QAMB output as a service in MPEG-2 HD format. So in this application, we cannot use 200E series because it doesn't have QAMB or MPEG-2. Local sports, live events, those are also very common applications with usage of HLS or RTMP outputs. So in most of the cases, customers want to stream directly to YouTube or Facebook, especially nowadays when people can gather in big groups. We have many requests for possibility to broadcast live events with usage of 200E. Last common application is possibility to record live events in the situation where we don't have access to internet, and then broadcast it with some delay once we get to the place with internet access. So we can record to SD or to USB drive and start streaming later. Impulse 200D is a new product that we start to work on right now. The idea is to develop small form factor decoder device for a wide variety of application, but mostly for decoding channels which are transported over public internet. For example, HLS RTMP, if the content was created by 100 or 200E products, but this unit will also have capability to receive other common protocols like SRT, REAST, or potentially maybe even ZXI. From form factor will be similar to 100 and 200E, but we want to be able to decode all common codecs with resolution up to UHD. So we don't have to narrow ourselves only to applications with our encoders. We can use Impulse 200D with other products. In terms of supporting protocols in first phase, we would like to include SRT and HLS and of course UDP protocols. In second stage, we would like to add REAST, RTMP and RTMPS. And in second stage, we would also develop playback and recording functionalities. With such approach, we should be able to finish development faster and deliver the product, which should cover most important applications for decoding from the day one. So this product should be released around end of the year. And the last product that I want to talk about today is Streaming Kit, which we have just released to simplify the online streaming application even more. Main part of the kit is Impulse 200E, which I talked about a few minutes before. We want to create a pre-configured set with camera, with Impulse encoder, SD cards with additional lenses and tripod to give you package with everything you need to start streaming your event online without thinking about intercompatibility between different devices. Main application we see for this kit is house of worship, but any live event nowadays where we want to broadcast live would be a perfect application for this kit. We delivered Impulse 200E with HDMI output with HEVC codec, and of course H.264. You can choose which codec you want to use for transmission. The camera that we use has also HDMI output supporting up to HD resolution. We include the external Bluetooth microphone into the kit. So as I said, it's very complex pre-configured set, and it's very easy to use and start online streaming. As I said, unit was released this week, and we will start a marketing campaign early next week, so you will hear soon more information about it. Okay, that's all what we prepared for you today. And before we'll finish, let's have a final round of questions.
Hey, Pavel, we had one question about the streaming kit. What about streaming over 5G? Is there a way to accomplish that with this kit?
So there is no way to put the 5G modem on the unit. The only way I can think of is to connect to the router which is supporting 5G through the Ethernet port. So
any router that has a connection for a 5G radio that can provide us a normal Ethernet port, we can certainly use that and kind of operate it in a mobile.
Yes, yeah, of course, and yeah, there are such routers available, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Very good. We had one question going back to the OmniHub Play. You know, you talked about the devices with Android OS. Are there any plans for WebOS or other devices and OSs?
So definitely it's doable. Right now, at this moment, we are focusing on Android-based devices, but probably sooner or later we'll take a closer look to different OSs.
Okay. Very good. That's all the questions we have for now. So.
Okay, so I think we can finish. Thank you all for joining and spending this hour with us. So I hope soon we'll have an opportunity to meet with you in person and talk about some new exciting opportunities. So thank you again.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.